Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the book review of Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender. Today we are wrapping up chapter 3. We are talking about the anatomy of emotions. And today's topic is we are going to do two of them. One of them is healing the past. How do we heal the past, right? Unresolved residue. So basically, whenever a major crisis is done, um, my father passed away almost 20 years ago. And at that time, I dealt with it in the way I understood. I moved on. It's gone now. I thought I dealt with it. I did my own kind of way of dealing with it, all done. Now, 20 years later on, I think there is still some unresolved residue of past life, that crisis which I did not handle it properly. So this is talking about that is my past, right? Now you can ask, okay, come on, you are a grown-up woman, you have father who passed away 20 years ago. What are you still holding on to? I don't know what I'm holding on to. So because that is repressed in my subconscious, unconscious mind, right? I am not aware of it. That is the reason we do these, we take each of the major events. So if you're not aware, let's say you're aware of all the major crises in your life, and then you're dealing with it, that's fine. But let's say you're not aware of it. Still, the exercise should be, what are the big events that I am aware of that happened in my life that bothered me? Pick each of those emotions and then start looking at it and see, is there any residue of that crisis? How do I do it? Right? There is an emotional healing technique where you place the event in a different context. So you see from a third point of view, or you change your perspective on that, and then you deal with it, right? And see it from a different perspective, hold it in a different paradigm, and with a different significance and meaning. Once you put all those things, then you have cleared the residue of emotions that are caused with that past life crisis from you, right? Because what happens when you have residue of those emotions which are not dealt with, they disable us in certain areas in life, and we don't even know. Like you could be gaining weight, you could be getting migraine headaches, you could be getting a back pain which never goes away, you could be getting a lot of stuff, right? And we cannot associate with that because it's not in your conscious mind, it is somewhere repressed. Now the question is, one thing is it's avoiding or something would be, I don't want to think about it anymore. No, that doesn't work because you're paying the cost. Look at your life. If you're sad, if you're worried, if there is some amount of suffering, you can say all the good things about yourself, that I have a successful career, I have a great marriage, I have great kids, they're all very successful. But still, I keep getting these migraine headaches. I don't know why. I keep getting migraine headaches around this time. I don't know why. I keep getting this shoulder pain, this back pain. All those are you're paying the cost for it, right? So investigate the residual feelings and let go. Healing will take place. So this is something similar to the shadow work book that I'm starting a shadow work workshop from January 22nd. And I'll be working for 30 days, minimum 30 days. Usually it goes longer. Each day we'll be looking at one of the aspects that could be healed from our past, and we will deal with it. We will work on it as a group, and we'll see how to collaborate and everything because of the time difference, but we'll work on it. But I'll give you an example, okay? From the book called The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. I really, really love the book. If you say this is how, to what extent I read it. So one of the examples of how a past life thing happened, how to past or not past life crisis, meaning in the past, right? In this life, one of the past events, one lady, she had a miscarriage. They wanted kids for a very long time. She had a kid and then she had a miscarriage. She was not able to get out of it. It has been few years. She was not able to get out of it. Then Debbie Ford does workshops. She's not there anymore, but there are other people who do workshops. So she did a workshop with her, and in one of the workshops, she said, okay, this is your, she asked, like, what is the thing that you are still haunting you, kind of thing, right? Then she said that I had a miscarriage. I don't think I can have kids anymore. So she asked her to write down the negative thoughts around it and change the paradigm, change the shift, and say, can you say anything differently about this? If this happened to your friend, if this happened to your cousin, your sister, how would you say? What would you tell her? So she wrote down the negative and positive. I'm giving you this an example to tell you how we can change the paradigm and then come up with some positive aspects of it, right? In the negative, she wrote it down right. I will never be able to carry a child full term because I'm genetically defective. I'm being punished for all the abortions of my friends and family. This aspect, more than the second one, the first one, that I'm genetically defective, so I cannot have a full term baby, many women have who cannot bear children. Let's say they have a few miscarriages. This is something everybody has. And time and again, things have shown that they had some healing done. They went to some, they did some prayers, they did some, vratas and everything, like 42 days, Santoshi Mata Vrata, something they did. And now they got a baby. They say that it's God's grace that I got the baby. They get some healing modalities done, Reiki healing, QHHC, whatever, Akashic reading. They'll see some past life and say, oh, this is the reason I had a curse. It was resolved and it is done. Either way, a genetically, if you think it is a genetic defective, that has been removed, right? I'm just telling you the possibility, the extent to which things can happen if you change your paradigm. This woman, how she resolved it. So in the positive, she wrote, the question was, if your sister was having this problem, if your best friend is having this problem, what would you tell them? So she wrote down three things. This is a practice run for my body, preparing the way for the baby I will love and nurture. Second one is, this confirms that my desire to have a baby is real. I no longer feel any ambivalence, because before she had the baby, she was in two minds. Should I have a baby now or not? Should I wait? Should I check my career first? She was like a little not decisive kind of thing. And the third one is the pain of loss and separation gave me experience that will help me be a better mother. So these three things she wrote. Now, in the workshop, Julia was asked to say, okay, now pick one of these three positive things that you wrote and dwell on it. Implement it for you in your own life, right? Once she did that, she healed. She felt lighter. She felt better. That haunting thing was gone. After a few months or 1 year or something, she had a baby. And she went on having 2 or 3 babies. So that is how you do it. That is how you heal your past. This is an example. Women might have, everybody might have had a miscarriage or an abortion or something for some reason. You feel that, okay, it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I don't hold anything. But I would say anything that you felt like trauma, right? Pick those up, look at them, write them down, or talk about it by yourself. In the previous chapter, he talks about talk about it louder when nobody is there. If you have somebody to talk to, that's great and fine. Otherwise, go into your bathroom, check your mirror, talk to yourself, like what happened at that time. If always say this, it's very easy to give advice to others, right? We are all full of advices, whether we implement in our life or not, we are full of advices. So we can always ask, if it happened to my kid, if it happened to my sister or brother, if it happened to my mother, if it happened to my cousin, how would I tell them? How would I preach them? That is the positive aspect of it. You have to tell that to yourself. First, write it down as if I tell them what I would do. Then write it down and then implement it for yourself. That will clean up, heal you. You don't need, if you don't have money for healing, you can do self-heal like this, right? So there is this person, Viktor Frankl. He went through Nazi camps and he was in the concentration camps. He coined a term called logotherapy. He explains about it in the book called Man's Search for Meaning. And he talks about how to change the narrative, right? He changed the narrative of his experience in Nazi concentration camps to something positive, to something life-changing. Life has given meaning to him. He went on writing books and everything, and he became very big in psychology. But that is what it is, how to create a different context and meaning to what happened to your life. Regretting the past and fearing the future. Usually what we do is we do not enjoy this moment. The power of now, right? Now holds a lot of power in it. We have the power to clear our past, to clear the emotions of the past. But instead of looking at now, what is the potential? Given what I have, what is the best I can do and how? Instead of focusing on that, we are either always worried about the past, like regretting the past. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have gone there. I slipped and broke my leg because on a rainy day I went without the right footwear. I slipped, I fell, my leg got fractured. I missed my job interview. I don't have a job right now. You're trying to blame everything, and blaming in the sense the events that happened is not wrong. Yes, that is all true. But why do you want to live in that? Why do you want, whenever you are blaming others, blaming any external world, saying that the people around me are not letting me come out of it, nobody has control over you. You have control over you. You can take back the control. You need not hand over everything in the other's hands and say, you are not letting me grow. You are always suppressing me. No. If you want, that is where if you let go of each negative emotion, then you will come to courage, which will help you take those decisions, deal with those emotional consequences, not put your control in somebody else's hand. So it is always about letting go of negative emotions. Now you can say that, okay, I let go, I had a healing, I did this major healing, I had a huge relief, I followed your exercise, I did this. But again, after 3 days, it lasted for 3 days. It is repeating again. I would say it is like cleaning your house. You can say, oh, it's Christmas or New Year's, I had a party, I deep cleaned the house, I cleaned everything, I hosted people. My house after the cleaning was so amazing. I was like so relieved. Everywhere I went, it was spick and span, clean, neat. Everything was in the right order, things were in the right place. On 3rd of January, after the New Year party, everybody left. Oh my God, my house was so messy. What happened to all the hard work I put in? I did 5 hours of cleaning. You know the answer, right? People use the house. You had people in the house. People use the bedrooms. You have to clean up the sheets. They had clothes everywhere. They had plates everywhere. You took out the paper plates or this one, that one. You took out all the nice dinnerware. Now you have to clean it and put it back. Who will do it? Somebody has to do it, right? Either you can delegate and call a cleaning crew and get it done, or you do it, but it has to be done. Okay, after January 5th, every day you are coming, your kids are coming, they bring their work, they'll put it on the dining table or on the side table. It is like that. It is like cleaning your house. You have to do it every day. And the more quickly you deal with it, the more it won't become piled up, right? That is what it is. So every day we are going through zillions of emotions. Out of those, irrespective of how successful you are, we all have challenges. Everybody has challenges. Without challenges, you don't grow in life. You need challenges. You cannot say, I don't want challenges. You have asked for this life, you will be given challenges. Life is never always smooth or always bad. It's a combination. It's a combination of, I'm happy now, I'm sad now. I'm happy now, I'm sad now. It's a wave. Whenever you go to the sadness, you deal with it. Whenever you're happy, that's when you do. When your life is in a good place, that's when you read books and do things like this or participate in these exercises, because you are in a good way to absorb a lot of it. Then you get to implement when you go sad, right? You have all the tools. You're creating skill set. You are creating literally tools in your toolkit so that you can take it out when you need it. You have a screwdriver in your toolkit. You have a hammer in your toolkit. Are you using it every day? No. But when it is needed, how useful are they? How useful is a screwdriver? Just imagine screwing something without a screwdriver, right? So that is what it is. We are never enjoying the present moment because we are always worried or have fear of future. What will happen? Or why did this happen in the past? We are always here or here. We are never here. So when we do that, when we are in the present moment, we'll be able to enjoy it. Most of our cultures, not just Hindu culture, most of our cultures, they say that, oh, this is fate. You have to do this. This is your karma. You'll have to pay your dues. You just grin and bear it. But that is not true, in the sense that, yes, it is true. It is your karma. Yes, all that is there. But how you deal with it? How you deal with it is what makes you clear that karma and move forward, or add more karma to your life. That is what it is, right? At the end of the day, when everything boils down, it is just one simple suppressed emotion. You bring it forward, you address it, and you deal with it. Be done with it, right? That is how you clear your karma. So same thing, how you handle the past, it's a 3-step process. Create a different context meaning, take a different attitude, acknowledge the hidden gift in it. Now, the hidden gift in everything that happens to you happens for a reason. There is a hidden gift in everything. What is the hidden gift? When you deal with something, you address it, you let go of the fear of that particular, the things associated with it, you are never scared anymore of similar things that happen in your life. Like, for example, you learned addition in first grade or something. Once you graduate first grade, you don't have to worry about, you have mastered addition. You don't have to worry about going, next time an addition problem comes, 10 plus 20, you're not so worried. But that said, will life give you only 10 plus 20s after first grade? No. Once you go to algebra or something, you get more complex additions and fractions. What is 1.725 plus 3.452? It has become a little more challenging, but because you know basic addition, it's the same principles, basic principles. You need not be scared because you have been there and done that. You implement it for a longer time. 10 plus 20 takes a split second. 3.454 and something takes a longer. But still, at the end of the day, if you break it into small pieces, it's the same whole addition, right? So that's how, basically, if you clear your suppressed emotions, bring it to the forward and clear it, you are more and more and more aware, getting more experienced in dealing with your emotions and handling your past. What are the hidden lessons, right? So this is where I loved it, that this is perfect timing for it. Carl Jung, he talked about shadow work, how to handle, how to make yourself a whole. Just before this, I was talking to Karen and she was talking about, she used the word whole. When we explain, when we look at these things, we know all these lessons. I'm not saying anything that you already don't know. We already heard this somewhere. We know all these things. We implemented in our lives, but still hearing from a different perspective. All these books, right? Shadow work, all the books, everything talks about the same exact thing in different ways. They will give different examples. Like if you are weak in math, your teacher is teaching the same exact thing in your school, but you hire a private tutor so that they can do one-on-one lesson with you. You are not able to pick up the pace at school, so you take private lessons so that one-on-one they make you understand in a more clear way, same concept, same textbook, same problem. You get the same solution. But you have different modalities, different teachers to help you out. That's what it is. Every life experience contains a hidden lesson. Once we understand that, we appreciate life. Once you get into the gratitude mode, gratitude is the highest way of vibrational energy. The moment you are grateful, what happens is, yes, we have problems in life, but Louise Hay talks about, she spends around 1 hour in the morning, first 1 hour in the morning, she always uses gratitude. First 1 hour in the morning. Before she wakes up from the bed, she's grateful for the bed she's sleeping on. If you think that way, there are so many people who don't even have the right setting. They don't have beds. They sleep on the floor. The poverty, right? Slums and everything. So how grateful are you to the bed that is helping you sleep? What are you doing in your sleep? Your entire body is getting healed, right? Your body heals in your sleep. So she first thanks her bed. Then she gets up. The moment she touches the floor, she thanks the floor. I have a carpeted floor. I have this. I have that. I have my nice, cozy, comfy flip-flops, which I'm wearing, fuzzy shoes, whatever. Every aspect that is being in the moment, not regretting the past, not worrying about the future. In this moment, I got up from my bed. I feel the bed. I feel the pillow. I put my feet on the carpet or the floor. I'm grateful for it. I walk towards my bathroom. I I thank the fan that I have. I thank the lights. I switched on the light. I'm looking at it is showing me the path to my bathroom. Imagine if there is a power cut, how it is going to bother your life, right? When you start thanking every aspect, every inch, micro inch of your life, your surroundings, you're so much in the now. You're so much in the now and you're vibrating at a very high frequency because you're being grateful that you got all these things in life. You go to the bathroom, take your brush your teeth, look at your mirror, look at you, everything. She says the first 1 hour, she spends only thanking everything that is coming across in her moment to moment, bedroom to bathroom, bathroom to kitchen, drink, coffee, tea, hot water, stove, microwave, everything. Basically, a spoon. I have a spoon to eat. Everything, every aspect of it. Go and check the sunrise, or you woke up a little late, fine. Look at the elements. Like, I have air to breathe. I have this. I have clean air. I have centralized air conditioning. Every single thing of it. Once you start your day at such a high vibration, rest of the day will set. That is your attitude. It is like a, what do you call it, habit, right? I created the habit for 1 hour, for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes. If I created that habit every day of being grateful, rest of the day, I am grateful for every moment of my life. I come to work. First, I'm grateful that I have a job. First, I'm grateful that they are paying this money, which is paying my bills. Once I'm grateful for that, then I'm going to look at my, oh, my boss is asking me to do this. Oh my God, he put me in this project again. This is such a huge project. This, my current work is already overloaded. Again, I have to take up a new project. Instead of that, you will see it as an opportunity, because nothing happens in life just like that. It is not a coincidence. There are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. That your manager does not want to tell you that he wants to promote you. He has given you to see, can she handle this? Can she handle this new responsibility? Once he has given that you have delivered successfully, a promotion is waiting around the corner. Once you deliver, right? How will you deliver? When you see it in a positive thing. Anytime you think positive about something, your energy increases. You are recharged. You are literally plugged in. Every time you're grateful and living in this moment, grateful for what is there in this moment, then it is like you're plugged in. You have plugged in your phone. I have plugged in my laptop. Oh, I did not plug in my laptop right now, actually. Okay. If you're plugged in with your laptop power, then how much ever I'm using, I'm using a Zoom call right now for doing a PowerPoint show and everything, right? This drains off the energy battery faster. Still, if I'm plugged in, I'm constantly getting the charge back. It is recharging. I'm depleting it, but it is recharging it, right? Being in that grateful moment is that's what it does to you. You're always energized. At the end of the workday, you don't get dog tired, but you are like, okay, I've done this, now I'm ready for other things, right? So every life experience contains a hidden lesson. Discover and acknowledge the hidden gift for healing to take place. The moment we take the hidden lesson, like how this girl Julia, she saw that in the, and nobody told her those. Actually, Debbie Ford in her workshops, right? She will let you write a positive aspect of it. She will not tell you. She will let you write because it has to be your perspective, not somebody else's. So if you tell somebody else, if your dear one is in the same shoes as you are, and they came to you for help, for some positive, uplifting thing, what would you tell them? What would you tell them is the gift, positive thing that you would tell them. That is the gift hidden behind that lesson. You yourself acknowledge it, understand the moment you realize the gift, right? And if you say it keeps on haunting, write it on a paper, piece of paper, and put it on the mirror, or write it on a, on, these days everybody has a phone, write it on the phone and keep looking at the phone. Set a reminder with that to come up in your reminder, write down that affirmation or something. Once you do those things, once you repeatedly say it, healing takes place automatically. There are so many ways. You cannot tell, I don't have money, I cannot go to this fancy healing stuff, I cannot do. You can do it by yourself. It will take longer time, but you can still do it. It's better to get it done or not complain that I don't have money and I can't do it, right? And we talked about the example of a man who lost his job. Once he addressed, he slowly, so we talked about the different ways, right? First, when you lost your job, he had huge bills, he had a family to take care of, huge loans and everything. He was completely crumpled, right? Now he slowly started letting go of, first, it's like you avoid it, you escape, you avoid, you suppress, repress, do whatever you can do to take the edge off. Once that is done, once the major thing is done, now you're sitting and thinking, what should I do now? Start letting go of the small things associated with it. Can I park in a different place? Can I let go of the attachment to park in a certain area? Can I let go of the attachment to go to lunch with my colleagues every day? Can I let go of the attachment to sit in my office desk and work every day? Once you let go of little things associated with it, again, you get into a practice of letting go, and you'll start letting go of the major things, right? Now, after all that is done, there is still residue of emotions. We talked about how to change the paradigm, see it in a different attitude, let go of the residual emotions. Once you're done, then he starts looking for it. Actually, his life opportunity. So he gets a new job that was done because he was sulking there. He was not growing at all, and he came to a stagnant place. Universe had to do the act of letting go, like their company let go of him, laid him off or something, did that act so that he will learn new tasks, new talents, get a new job that is going to change his career. And because he came of this life incident trauma, he learned the art of letting go. He learned the art of staying in the present moment. He learned the art of being grateful. And then the new job, he had a lot of success in that, right? So life events are opportunities to grow only if we can see it. Only if we can see it and address it that way. That's a big deal, right? So here, life events are opportunities. They let you grow, expand, experience, and develop. Unconscious purpose behind the event is something important had to be learned. The only way it could be brought into experience is by you have to bring it to surface, and that event had to happen for you, right? We all have an inborn drive, inborn unconscious drive towards wholeness. We are not complete if we have negative emotions. Again, let me rephrase. It is not that we are not complete if we have negative emotions. Negative and positive both always stay with us. We are not complete unless we own those negative emotions. Unless we own them, that yes, this happens to me too. Once I know one of my friends was saying, we only think that this will not happen to us. When you're looking at the world, when you're looking at small kids having cancer or mental issues or some emotional mental disorders or something, she was saying that we always think that this won't happen to us. It's news, it's somebody else. We feel sympathy towards them. But when it happens to us, our world shatters, right? Why did it happen to you? Because you are not accepting. It is a lesson to learn something. We have to learn something. Have to learn humility, compassion, whatever it is. It is those things happen to you in your life so that you will learn the lesson. Once you embrace that aspect of it, you become whole with that. So there are several wholes, right? It's like when it comes to love and hatred, I love my kids, I love everything, but also I hate, let's say, I hate people who lie. I hate people who are late. I hate people who are not clean enough. If I have all these things, then I'm not whole because there is certain amount of things that I'm hatred towards. Once I start loving everything, so now my life's incidents, actually you can say that you can foresee what events will happen in your life, bad things, if you see what are the things I dislike. What are the things that I dislike? Those are the ones you have to learn to like. So if I hate coffee, it so happens that when I go somewhere or something, only coffee is available everywhere. Tea is not available. I'm like, oh my God, this you're kidding. I'm a vegetarian. At workplace, wherever I go, there is only non-veg items mostly. When we go to conferences, they have, except salad and bread, there is nothing vegetarian. I have to specifically say I'm a vegetarian. Everybody has such a nice spread. I will get a box of cold pasta ordered from somewhere and it says veg madhuri. I'm the only one who eats vegetarian in our company. So it's like that. It's like, and either I can say, oh my God, I hate this. Everybody, comparison, everybody's getting such a good spread and I'm getting only this. Or I can change the narrative on it and say that I'm a vegetarian by choice. I don't think I'm going to eat non-veg just because there is such a good spread. Instead, if I eat less, I don't like that cold pasta. I don't want to eat that. I'm going to eat salad. Now, I'm not going to be full. I don't like eating just bread. So, what can I do? I can use this opportunity to eat as much dessert as I want. Dessert is always there. So, I change the moment I change the narrative, I let go of negative emotions of comparison, jealousy, whatever, and it's like frustration. I have let go of all those things, and I have said that, you know what? Let me use this. I'm grateful this happened because otherwise I feel guilty whenever I eat too much dessert. Now I can explore the three kinds of dessert. Let me have 2 servings of each. That is my main course. And I didn't gain weight the next day. How about that? So that's how, when you take things and change the perspective. The thing you hate about, the thing you started, like, you look forward to it. From next time I'm going to have this, I'm going to eat nice dessert. We are going to an Italian restaurant, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try the tiramisu. You're looking forward to it. Do you see how you changed the aspect of it? So we all humans have an inborn drive to be whole, to realize ourselves. To realize ourselves, all these life events come so that you learn lessons and become full, complete, right? So instead of waiting for a big event to happen and learn through that event, what you can do now is you can take what you don't like. You can take what disgusts you, what frustrates you, what annoys you, and you can work on those. You can see, why is it annoying me? It's literally like a textbook lesson. It's like math is, sorry, I use math examples all the time. I don't know why. I don't think I'm so good at math as well. I don't know why I use all the math examples, but you can take a math, uh, like for example, I taught you 10 plus 10, counting in tens, right? 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 10 is 30, 10 plus 20 is 30, 10 plus 50 is 60. You have become good at it. In future, you know how actually my mom, we used to have hand-me-down books. Like we used to get textbooks from our seniors. Um, my mom was a tuition teacher. So we used to have tuition kids, right? So my mom used to ask for books. Like when I'm in second grade, she used to collect third grade books for me during the summertime. Like your exams are over, your third grade kid, you are graduating, then she'll say, hey, can you give me those books for my daughter? She's in second grade. I always got my books from my brother. He's 1 year older to me. So once I got the books in summer, we had to look and see, whatever can you do now? Why don't you go through them? Because we didn't have any other form of entertainment. We didn't have TV, we didn't have phones, we didn't have video games, nothing, right? So most of the time it was reading books. And why don't you read the books you have? So I used to read the books. So what is it? So I'm giving this example because math textbook, my brother used to take the math book and finish it. Before the year started, he used to finish the math book. I was more interested in English, social, and everything. I used to study those. But in preparation to the next year, out of curiosity, you have time now. Why don't you take it and learn? So if you study 10 plus 10, 20, what is next step? Let me see if I can add up numbers which are not ending in zeros, not ending in fives. What is 79 plus 23? That is going to be difficult when it comes, right? Instead, now when I'm in a summer vacation time, I have no pressure of work, no pressure of studying so many subjects at the same time, doing homeworks of all subjects at the same day. So why don't I take this and tackle it? When I do that, it becomes easier next time, right? So that is how, when you're in a good place, do workshops like this, do shadow work, do mirror work, things like this, and deal with some of the aspects of yours. Then when actually a life crisis comes, you can handle it properly, right? And unconscious will always devise strategies and ways to bring this about. Like what is it that you're incomplete? What should I give you? What trauma should I give you in your life? What event should I give you in your life, so that you will complete that aspect of it? Now, there are people who are stuck in a loop in the past that they are not able to get out. When that happens, it's like, you know how if you don't learn the lessons of third grade, you're not passed to fourth grade. You have to stay in third grade to learn the lessons. If you stay in third grade for 1 year, 2 years, okay, with great difficulty you learned, you came to fourth grade. Grade, the more you are not improving yourself, you're not figuring out, okay, you have to learn a lesson, right? Why did I fail third grade? Which subject did I fail in? Can I hire a tutor? Can I ask for external help? Can I go to my neighbor's kid who knows better than me and learn from him? If you are not proactive about it, if you don't take action on it, it will start becoming a problem. Every year you're failing. You're always thinking that I'm not growing. All your friends are going away. They're progressing. You are staying back, right? So that's what it is. So Carl Jung, he termed the coin called shadow. Like we all have a shadow. And we did mirror work last year. Annie, my friend, she organized it. And we did, it was a 21-day program. We did it 2 or 3 times so that other people can catch up. It was amazing. It is basically about journaling, looking at the mirror and being able to say things, right? If let's say I'm obese and overweight and I'm not accepting that aspect of mine. I cannot look into the mirror and say I'm beautiful. I cannot look at the mirror and say I have a perfect body. I cannot say that. But the aspect here is, unless there is given, let's say if I give you a nutritionist, if I get a nutritionist, if I get a dietitian, I get a personal trainer, and I have nothing else, no job, no kids to take care of, no family worries and everything, no financial worries. Given all those things, do you think I can get a body I want or not? Yes, right? That is how all the celebrities, like if you see actress or actresses and everybody, they have a lot of money, they had everything. Their job, when they are not working, is to take care of their body, to be in shape so that they are ready for their next movie, right? So, given different circumstances, do you think I can get the body of my, if I wish a size, whatever size I want, do you think I can get it or not? Yes, answer is yes. That means there is hidden in me a potential to get a perfect body. Now, when you accept that aspect of it, when you acknowledge it, that given everything being nice, I think I can do this. Once you come to the terms that it is possible, there is a possibility, and you accept it that I'm going to do all those things, or somehow, okay, you don't have a nutritionist, you don't have a dietitian. Can you somehow, these days online, there are so many things available for free, so many apps available for free, which will help you keep track of everything. Now, given all those things, it might take later, like it might be like within 30 days or within 60 days, a celebrity can get the body they want. It will take 1 year for us. What's the hurry? At least we can get it in 1 year. When you have that possibility, saying that I love my body, I have a perfect body, that means you are being grateful for something as if you already have. Once you get into that zone, you will automatically get it somehow down the lane. And you'll be extremely surprised on when you go to that state of, I already have this gratitude, that somebody, let's say somebody in this program is a nutritionist. She's going to say, hey, Madhuri, I heard you. Literally, that's what happened to me. Sailaja Garu, who is a yoga teacher, she attended my talk and she called me after the talk and she told me that, you know what, she's a Reiki healer. She said, I see that your higher chakras are not aligned. I wanted to tell you that, I had to tell you that. That is what led me to get into and I talked at length to her about the chakras, the alignment, my health conditions and everything. And I'm in their yoga for the past 1 year. And how many things it resolved for me, I cannot even tell you. So the moment I got into that zone of it is possible, having a positive attitude that this can be done, universe will show you people. Universe will show you. And that's exactly when I was already having a yoga teacher, but she was doing things very fast and I wanted to slow it down. I was not able to pick up the pace. So I was looking for a yoga teacher, but I was not letting go of her because I was doing at least some yoga with that teacher, though not in a satisfactory way. So I moved to them. So it's like the shift happens when you are aligned with what you want and say that, be grateful that I already have it. Then universe will gather everything based on your circumstances to see how it can be done for you. Universe always works in making you a whole person. So we are doing this shadow work. I'm doing this. This is the book I completed reading. I'm going to start reading this. But the idea is 30 days of shadow work. We are going to do each prompt in this for 30 days. While we are doing that, I'm going to use examples from these two books, and there are exercises in this. We are going to do those exercises so that I'm positive, I'm excited actually, because mirror work helped a lot of people that we did. It really helped people get things to the surface of things that you might not even remember. There are some prompts where it says that when you were a child, you would have forgotten it. It will make you remember. The reason why you should remember it is because there is still suppressed emotions associated with that. You have to bring it to surface, address it, deal with it, and done with it forever, right? So this is I'm pretty excited. If you're all interested, I'll put a link in here for the WhatsApp group to join, and you can join that. So what is shadow work, right? All the repressed thought, feelings, and concepts about ourselves that we do not want to face. We do not want to face. Now, the thing is, benefits of a crisis. Whenever a crisis happens, it is trying to familiarize us with our shadow. We do not, otherwise, we are not looking at it. How often do you see your shadow? It is your integral part. The shadow comes because of you. You are casting the shadow, right? Now, the people around you, if they're annoying you a lot, that means there are things that you are not accepting. Take a stock of people that annoy you a lot, that are causing problem to you, that bother you. What is it about them that bothers me, right? If, let's say, my husband is a clean prick, he's like, why don't you keep this clean? Why are you so messy? Let's say if he's saying things like that. And let's say that triggers me. That is the trigger word for me. It bothers me a lot whenever he says that, because according to me, I'm clean enough. But let's say his standard is a higher thing. Why am I not? Whenever something is bothering you, triggering you, that is the aspect of it you have to come terms with. You have to address it. You have to embrace it. Once you do that, then whatever he says, it won't bother you anymore. That is the work we are going to do, right? Why? Because the idea of all the spiritual journey is to understand that we are all one. We are all one consciousness. If we are all one consciousness, why am I jealous of you? Why am I envious of your success? Why I feel superior to you? Why I feel inferior to you? Why I'm arrogant that you cannot be this, something, all those things, right? All those negative feelings we have towards others, we need to see why we have them. Those negative feelings are actually a blessing, because they're helping you understand what is lacking in you. You are that. Let's say, forget about those negative feelings, positive feelings. Let's say I see one of the celebrities and say, oh my, let's say I see Debbie Ford, if she's doing these things, oh my God, she's so good. How does she do this? When I am impressed by somebody else, that means I have the potential in me to become that person. I'm just stunting my growth because of all the negative things that are pulling me down with the weight. So once I address and let go of them, I become lighter and lighter, and I can become something like that and create my own path. I don't have to do exactly like her, create my own path and become that way. So you have to see both ways. What is it that bothers me is what you need to fix to become a whole. What is it that inspires me? See, I am not inspired by movie actresses or something, because that is not what I want to become. That is not my potential or my area of interest. I'm not artists. I appreciate them. I appreciate their work ethic and everything, but I'm not like, oh my God, how is she doing all this? How is she acting? How did she lose so much weight? How did he climb Mount Everest? Those things won't, but you're drawn towards certain people. If I ask you, who are your role models? Whoever are your role models, everybody will pick somebody else, right? Let's say I always was amazed with Mother Teresa. I'm like, how can she help so many people? And there was one lesson of Mother Teresa in our about her life in when I was in 7th grade or something. I think in our English textbook there was a biography of Mother Teresa. Since then, I have been hooked to her. Like, I just love Mother Teresa, and I was always one lesson I read. After that, I did not even read much of her biography. There was this newspaper where there was something about Mother Teresa, an article about Mother Teresa. I cut down that thing and I pasted it on the first page of my diary. I have it till today. I wrote down when she was born and when she passed away. And I was looking at how many years she was alive and what is the work she did. A human can achieve that much amount of, she helped millions of people. And she was never worried about the future. If she didn't have enough rice for today, she always used to say, when the people in the kitchen or somebody used to come and say, Mother, I don't think we have enough food for tomorrow. Do we have to cook all these things? Can we give a little bit of ration food to people? No, give how much they want to eat. Food will come tomorrow. If God wants me to help these people, He will provide food also. It will come tomorrow. Surprisingly, some random people used to put bags of rice in front of the doorstep and leave. She's like, see, God sent the food. So for me, I appreciated Mother Teresa so much. If I appreciated Swami Vivekananda so much, that means I have the potential to become and do what they did to a certain extent. If not to that level, and maybe to that level also, I have the potential. Then why am I not like them? Because these negative emotions are pulling me down. As long as I work on those, I embrace those, then I can become like that. So see both of them. Who are your inspired? Who are your role models? Who are you inspired of? And what is it that you don't like? These are the things. These are the extremities, right? Positive and negative. You have to work on them. You have to work on them and then make yourself a whole, right? When you say they don't let me do this. They don't let me do that. They is equally us. We are all one. The people around us are showing us a mirror that if I'm annoying you, then you have to fix something in you. That is something that you have to fix something in you. Once the shadow has been acknowledged, it loses its power. Once you acknowledge that if you are annoying me, that is something in me that I have to fix. Once I fix that, then you will stop annoying me. You are my shadow. The shadow loses the power, and then I will start loving you because there is nothing annoying about you. I'll start loving you, and then I will start appreciating the good things in you, and the relationship is fixed, right? And then, see, for example, if let's say somebody who runs a clean workshop or something, their entire workshop is about how to make sure that everything is clean. If they come and tell me that, hey, your table is messy, I'm like, so what? Okay, that person is a clean freak. They think, but same thing, if my husband comes and tells me, I'll get super annoyed, right? So you have to see what is the relationship you have and why it is bothering you. Once you handle that, once you address it, then you can shrug off everything saying that, so what? It's okay. Yes, I am messy. This is me. I can never be you. This is me. Then it won't bother you anymore. Try it. I tried it so many things and it worked like amazing. So it will be so funny and ridiculous when you think that, oh my God, I used to be so bothered. Because anytime you're getting bothered by things, you lose a lot of energy. Worrying, regretting, you lose a lot of energy. The moment you ignore all that, right, you have so much energy in a day, you can accomplish. People ask like, oh my God, how does that person do so many things? My neighbor, she's a CSO in Amazon, chief security officer. She travels so much across continents, across the world. She has 2 dogs, 2 cats, parents and in-laws aging. They're 90 years old, 85, 90 years old. Her husband, 2 kids. She's amazing. And in spite of this, she does marathons, she trains for them, she runs. How does she do all these things? How does she have all this energy? Mostly because she is not draining off her energy with all the stupid, trivial little things, that she has all this energy to spare, right? When she has all this energy to spare, she can accomplish what we all have that. We all are given 100 units of energy. If you waste 90 units of energy in being petty, mean, jealous, worried, all those things, you have 10 units left, right? But if you don't spend all that, you and I have 100 units of energy. Every day we are given 100, it's a quota. We all are given the same amount of energy. How we utilize it, the more we take care of all these things, the lighter you become. You're not spending so much on negative energies, you're spending so much on positive energies. You have more energy in a day to accomplish more. Handling an emotional crisis. What does it do to us? It makes us more human, more compassionate, more accepting, understanding of ourselves and others. It's very, very important to understand others. It is very important to be compassionate. And the reason why we are facing all the issues that we are facing is to accept that aspect of a human through which we had to go through the crisis, understood the lesson and everything. We have to, why do we have, if you believe in past lives, they say that Gautam Buddha, he got nirvana, salvation, moksha, in 756th life or something. Why so many lives? Because he had to learn the lesson of handling each person, personality, traits, everything, so that by the time, when do you get moksha? When do you get salvation? When you can equally accept everybody, when nothing bothers you or makes you excessively happy or excessively sad, you are in the middle way, that is when you get moksha. So all these lessons, all this trauma, all these bad things that are happening to us are actually helping us elevate one step higher. You take the trauma, learn a lesson, elevate yourself, or be stuck in that. And even if you're stuck in that, right, how long will you stay in third grade? Your parents will come and push you, right? Okay, why don't we keep you? There is always help around us. When people are helping us, it's a different story if you don't take help. I see people, when you go and help help them, they don't want to accept it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see something very obvious in front of them. They will say, you know what, you won't understand my problem. Just because I don't have the same situation as you does not mean I won't understand your problem. God, if let's say God sent you somebody to teach you a lesson, like to give some awareness, to change your attitude, they might not be in the same boat as you, or they might not have never experienced what you did. But still, if they are saying it, right, that is help coming from the universe in some way, because universe cannot come in like some glow and thing and tell you, right? It's not like in movies or something where God comes and tells you. It is in the form of people. It could be in the form of your dog or cat or kid or somebody who you have never given the credit of, I can learn a life lesson from them, right? But God is always trying, universe is always trying to give you lessons. But if you are a closed book, you don't want to open up, you don't want to absorb that, then you are stuck there, right? Otherwise, you can learn it and grow and move on. And when you handle the emotional crisis, with each crisis, what happens? We don't have to make others strong or ourselves strong. It is important. When you're making others strong, you're blaming others. You're putting the blame on others. When you're making yourself strong, you're putting the blame on you. When I say don't blame others, take the responsibility, taking the responsibility does not mean you are putting the wrong on you. Taking the responsibility means you're changing the paradigm. You're changing the attitude with which you're looking at it. You're seeing it as an opportunity to grow, and you're actually growing. That is what taking the responsibility means. Whenever you take responsibility of a certain thing, there is a possibility of you to take action. If my kids, right? Let's say you're my friend, you're going out on some vacation or something. You said, hey, I cannot take my kid because they have exams. Can they stay with you? Until you give me that responsibility of, hey, can my kid stay with you? He's your son. I won't take responsibility for your son. Whatever he's doing, whether today you fed him or not, is not my problem, right? I won't feel bad about it. But once the kid is with me, I take the responsibility. When I take responsibility, what does it mean? I have a choice to take an action, right? When I don't take responsibility, when let's say your kid and my kid play together, that kid comes to our home always starving. It's like, hey, what happened? It's like, we never have snacks in our house. My mom is so busy working, she always forgets to buy snacks. I don't know what to eat. I'm always starving. Hey, and maybe the kid comes to my house around snack time so that he can have some snacks here, right? I try to give you small hints, say, hey, your kid, but how can I tell you? I mean, like, you are already, let's say you're a single mom, you are working your ass off to provide food on the table. And it is acceptable that you forget about buying snacks or something because you can only do so much. If I don't, then I'm not taking responsibility. I'm like, how can I tell? It's okay. Whenever the kid comes to my home, I'll feed them, right? If I take responsibility, there is some action towards it, right? What can I do in this? I cannot say, either I can say, oh my God, what a mom, like, doesn't matter. Yes, you have all these things, but how can you starve your kid? That is blaming, right? I'm saying that she's an irresponsible mom. Instead, if I take responsibility, what can I do? I have seen this happen a couple of times. He comes, I see that he always comes around snack time. First thing he comes, he rates the pantry bar and he sees what he can eat. So from next time, what I can do is, if I take the responsibility, then I can say, hey, I'm going to Costco, I'm going to the grocery store. Do you want me to bring anything for you? She'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm not able to. Anyway, I'm going. I go every week for my kids. What do you want? Can I get something for you? Do you see what happened? I have become more human. I've become more compassionate. I am helping you out. And the kid, and every time the kid comes during snack time, it's like, hey, where are the snacks? And he'll become entitled and all that. I'm complaining. I'm like, oh my God, this mom is raising an entitled kid. Now you will slowly see that the kid is happy. There is food in their house. He comes around. You are not bothered by the kid whenever he's coming around. Even after that, when he comes in, you're more generous in giving the snacks, all those things, right? This is a very small example, but we can put that example everywhere. Anytime we take responsibility, there is a possibility of an action. Whether you do the action or not is a different thing, but there is a possibility. And if you take that possibility, then you have done something really good. If you help your friend like that, she's like, oh my God, I am taking her help for so long. Why, like, now she'll automatically see that her kid is not throwing tantrums so much, he is listening more and all that. And she's like, oh my God, that's so true. Hey, can I send my kid with you when you're going to snack so that he can do some other tasks as well? Or can I send you, like, can he help you with something? things will change. They'll take a positive shift. Everything will become positive. The bitterness you had around that topic will go away. So that is what it does. Handling emotional crisis will help you take responsibility and address things so that you become more human and all these things. It leads you to greater wisdom. It results in lifetime benefits. Lifetime benefits. Once you handle a crisis, once you learn something, that will never go away. It will stay with you and you'll implement that in other crises. Fear of life is usually fear of emotions. It is not the facts that we fear, but the feelings about them. It is not the actual fact. You know that your loved ones are going to die. Once it is life and death is part of, like, that's how it is. You know that. The fact, you know the fact. You're not worried about the fact. When what you're worried about when you have aging parents or anybody or a sick parent or something, you're worried that once they pass away, what are the feelings around that? What is it that is going to bother me? Those feelings are the one you're feared, you scare about, you're worried about, right? So instead of waiting for an event to happen, if you master our feelings one by one, right, the fear of life will diminish. Because once you master a feeling, you always remember it. It doesn't matter. It's for soul. It's not just for this life. It's for soul. You always remember. When you always remember, then you will deal with these things much better. You'll get better and better in dealing with emotional crisis. Handling emotional consequences, right? Basically, that's what I was saying. If you learned, if you took time to learn, then the more we learn, it gives us greater confidence, right? We are willing to take greater chances. The more you're not scared, the more you will take a chance. Otherwise, you're like, you know what? I have enough worries as of now. Now I don't want to do this. Now I don't want to change my job because I have to deal with my son at right now. Or if I want to deal with this, I don't want. You don't take chances when you're not confident. The more you deal with emotions, learn how to deal with them. You are. I'm just, as I'm speaking, I realize that I wanted to change a job for like almost 2 years now. I haven't, because one after another, something or the other is coming, which is challenging me a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this right now. Let me deal with this, then I'll go on. 2 years happened. Things have been going up and down. So I haven't changed yet. So I have to think about this. I have to figure it out. Things will always be there. When things like that happen, right, you can start slow. It is called atomic habits. You start slow, do 5 minutes every day. If you have to prepare for a job, I'm going to do that actually now. That is my New Year resolution, to at least study and be prepared for a interview. Take some interviews. Whether I change a job or not is a different story. At least I would have removed that fear that, oh, it has been so many years in my current job, I cannot change my job now. I will not have that feeling that I am not doing anything about it, right? Take control of things into you. So fear is basis of all inhibitions. Once we master our fear, it will lead to unblocking of whole avenues of life experience. Once we unblock, right? Once we master the fear, by the way, in the consciousness map of consciousness, is the last one. Everybody has it. It is same as grief and depression and everything. We feel, when you see a person who is depressed, we feel so bad for them. You don't realize that we all have a little bit of fear, no matter what. We need fear. Fear is a very useful emotion, but in the right context, it has to be dialed to a right amount of fear for a right amount of thing is what we needed. If it is way too much, that's what deals to a lot of things, right? And we often see that the more you master the emotions in the negative scale, you come to courage. When you come to courage, it is not that bad things won't happen to you, but you have the courage to come out of that emotion faster. Those things happen. All the things happen to us every day, day in and day out. You're telling me that if somebody, Dr. David Hawkins, who coined all this, he was a spiritual master. For him, you're telling me that if his mother passes away, he won't go into grief. He will, but he will know how to pull himself out with all these tools faster than us. That's what it means. Once you do that, once you get out of that, you will see that there is so many opportunities out there that we are avoiding, right? Once you handle a crisis, you will never experience the same fear. We have fear of a lot of things. Once that is done, you will handle things better way when similar thing comes up, right? So benefits from life crisis are self-awareness. And the thing is, we have so many distractions around us. And one more thing is, Debbie Ford talks about it. Your beliefs, are those your beliefs, or are those the beliefs that you are raised with? Whether your parents, your aunts, your uncles, your older brothers, your siblings, are those your beliefs or somebody else's? We often stunt our growth because we say that, oh, we should not do this. Why should we not do it? It's okay. It could be a cultural thing. Could be a religious thing. That's fine. Why should you not do it? If you're a vegetarian, your family is a vegetarian by culture, by tradition of whatever it is, you are supposed to be a vegetarian, and you are a vegetarian, but every time when you see non-vegetarian food, you're getting inclination to, I think it tastes yummy. I think it looks yummy. I should try it. But you know what? I should not. Why? At that point, in that junction, when you're there, you can ask a question of, why did they say this? Question it. Once you get answers, if you are okay with those answers, then you will be a happy vegetarian. If you're not okay with those answers, if you think, you know what, this does not pertain to me, I'm going to change. Like burqa, right? Women in certain religions are supposed to wear burqa. They have to cover their head, hair, everything. Do you want to reluctantly do it? And whenever you're not going with the flow, that opposing force drains your energy. There are people who happily wear the burqa because they want to. Bottu, I put it willingly. I don't put it because somebody's forcing me to. But when I see the reason of why we put the bottu, right? This one, the red sticker I have, and then I can question. So then it won't bother me when I take it out. When I wear Western clothing and I go to work, I take it out. I don't wear it. But otherwise, I love wearing the bottu because I like how my face looks with that. So at home, even though I'm wearing Western clothing, I wear bottu. But when I go to work, I take it out. Why? Because I don't want people focusing on that and questioning on that to me, right? That aspect of me. So I don't wear it. It's whenever the decision is yours, then you're not blaming anybody. When you consciously do things consciously, right? And you're not forced by distractions, and you're not blaming others. Oh, my mom told me I have to wear bottu, this religion, if it doesn't wear it, something bad was going to happen. Are you ready to willing to accept those things? Question it, do it on how, make it your decision, not somebody else's force, right? Life crises, they reevaluate beliefs, goals, values, life direction. They will make you ask questions, which is a really good thing. I think everybody should ask questions on why they are doing what they are doing, and take responsibility and own it and make it their decision to do a certain way, not because somebody told them to do so. Or what will people think if I don't do this? I don't think that should never be the lens through which you see things and do things, right? And let go of guilt. If I don't question, I will be guilty whenever I take off my bottle. If I'm not doing it consciously, based on my choice, I'll feel guilty. Instead, if I own it, then that guilt is gone. All these emotions, guilt, fear, whatever, they pull you down. They are weights, they pull you down. Right? Confrontation. What is confrontation? Every emotional experience is an opportunity to go up or down. Whenever something is happening to you, you can say, shall we hate or forgive that person? Shall we learn from this experience and grow, or resent it and become bitter? Do we choose to ignore or mentally block, mentally attack? Shall we withdraw in future with greater fear, or transcend this crisis and master it? Do we choose hope or discouragement? Shall we use this experience as an opportunity to learn and share, or withdraw into fear and bitterness? Every emotional experience, you have an opportunity to go either way, right? Look at your life, look at others who are successful. They would have gone the positive way, forgiving that person instead of hating a person. That's why they are bitter. It is all a choice. We have a choice. Nobody is giving a choice. Nobody is telling to do a certain way. You have a choice. Depending on that, your future shows up, right? What do you choose? We can choose to hang on or let go of emotional upsets. The choice we make will determine our future, right? How little are we willing to settle for? And these things, like I want to hate that person because he did that to me, it has cheap little payoffs, right? We are not, whenever you're holding on to negative things, they're giving you a payoff. They're giving you something. That's the reason you're doing it. If I am sick, if I'm not ready to let go of my sickness, the payoff is people are sympathized towards me. I can hide behind my sickness and say, I won't do this because I am sick. You don't want to do the work. You are taking pleasure in that. You don't know it. Most people, some people know it, they do consciously. Some people don't know it, that they are holding on to it for their own benefit. You are holding on to your sickness for only your benefit. You're holding on to anger for your own benefit. It is giving you a cheap little payoff, but is it worth that? If you let go of that, there's much more if you go the positive side. Which side do you want to take? The world can only see us as we see ourselves. So when somebody says you're always angry, that means I am seeing myself always as angry person. That's why the world is seeing me as how I am seeing myself. So the world, when they are telling you things, that's a gauge to take, like, what am I doing, right? Some people have very long fights with their family, with their friends, best friends, over something very trivial, 20 years. They don't talk to each other. After a certain point, the actual reason why you fought, you would have forgotten that, or it doesn't matter anymore. One brother, like, one person, he did not talk to his brother for 20 years because growing up during teenage time or something, he wanted over a pair of tennis shoes. He bought something really nice. His brother took it away and ruined it. And he did not talk to him ever since. And after 20 years, just before he was diagnosed with a sickness and he was about to die, and somebody was asking him, do you have any regrets? And he said, yeah, I regret not talking to my brother. All these years, he missed having a lovely relationship with his brother. All these years, he missed sharing his life with his brother. When we have, like, he had a kid, he had kids, he got married, his kids graduated, all the beautiful moments he could have shared with his brother, his successes, his failures, everything. He did not, because he fought with him and he didn't talk to him ever since. And the more delayed it happens, you are like, oh my God, now I'll look so stupid if I go. It looks so foolish. You don't want to look foolish, so you will continue the fight. When do you say enough is enough, right? Our smallness wants us to cling on to negative emotions. So that is your smallness, right? It has very, very little energy. It is depleting, it is demeaning, it leads to lowering of self-respect. And you yourself, like, oh my God, how stupid I am that I didn't talk to my brother for that. Fine, but I never got back to him because now it has been so many years. I feel so foolish to go back. So I'm not going to. So these are all the feelings, all the things that happen when you hold on to negative emotions, right? And it accounts for self-hatred. Now what happens? It is nothing about its brother anymore. He's always guilty. He hates himself for doing that. Self-hatred, unending guilt, and seeking punishment and sickness. Because you feel, whenever you're feeling guilty of something, you seek punishment. How do you seek punishment? By attracting illnesses towards you. So those are the things. So muscle testing. So how to know whether I'm feeling a positive way or a negative way, right? He coins something where you do this, or you can ask a friend to do it, or you can do it by yourself. And if you have a petty thought in mind, right? Hold on to this, hold on to a petty thought, and have someone, while you're like, I am trying to push, like, when you go to a doctor's appointment, they check your muscle strength and neurological testing and everything. They ask you to say, push against my this thing. So when you ask them to do this and hold a very petty thought in mind, it becomes weak. You don't have the life energy, bioenergy. Similarly, when you think of extremely generous, loving, great feeling, your energy will stay. Then you can actually push them with that, right? So once you know those, these are muscle testing where let's say you want to justify an action. She did this to me. It is extremely justified that I hate her right now. Do this and see. It will always, your body will tell you whether that is right or wrong. Your body will tell you in this moment, is this a right thing? I should do it or not. Let go of that negative feeling because it is not helping you. It is literally, if I'm injecting something and taking out, draining off your energy, visualize that. Whenever you are having negative emotions, it's like you're draining off the energy, life energy from you, right? Stop resisting positive emotions. Enhancing positive emotions. How do we do that? Let's say, for example, you have a friend who you're not very happy with. Their birthday has come, you have to go. You're very feeling resentful and you're stingy that I don't want to. You're putting away, like, every time you really spend time in buying a very good birthday gift, you're not doing that. Then look for forgiveness and stop resisting it. For us, right, we have within us to forgive people. If you see the other aspect of them, you can forgive them, but we hold on to it. She doesn't deserve forgiveness right now for what they did. Forgiving does not mean their wrong has become right. It does not mean you're accepting that what they did was right. It is not. You're just saying that for your negative action, I'm not going to drain away my energy. I'm not going to punish myself and hold on to negative feelings because of something you did. Forgiving means you're not giving them control, you're taking away the control from them, and you're happy. You're not letting that bother you. That is what forgiveness is. Once you let go of the resistance to being a forgiving person, you recognize that part of our nature is willing to forgive. In general, like, what will you tell? Every time I will say that whenever you're in conflict, what would you tell your close person, your daughter, son, if you have grown up kids, or if your sister, your mother, if they come to you with a problem, how would you advise them? As a third party observer, not going through that emotion, but observing that emotion, what would you tell them? That is the action we have to take, right? And once you do that, once you forgive that person, then automatically that resistance will go away. We are surrendering to that resistance. It will go away, right? And you will see that you are punishing the other person for stupid reasons. When you're punishing the other person, you're suppressing love. It is their birthday is a matter of joy. You're celebrating them. So why are you suppressing love? Because you're holding on to some emotion from the past. Let the past go. When you let the past go, you will locate within yourself greatness. Once you are the bigger person and you go and forgive them, they will change too. You have not just changed yourself, you have changed the other person too, right? Every negative feeling has its counterpart between smallness and greatness. Look at the feeling of greatness, try to adapt it, then you will let go of the smallness. That's how you enhance your emotions. With greatness is, what is greatness, right? It's a courage to overcome obstacles. It's willingness to move to a higher level of love. It's acceptance of other humanness. Everybody is human. To err is human. People make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I do mistakes, you make mistakes, Sadhguru makes mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. It's okay to accept that I am human. That's why I'm making mistakes. That is self-love. To accept that you are human, you make mistakes, I'm going to forgive you, right? That is what is greatness. Having compassion for their suffering by putting ourselves in their shoes. If I were in that position, given some circumstances, will I do this or not? The answer is always yes. Always, always yes. And whenever you forgive others, it leads to self-forgiveness. When you forgive others for doing something, if you forgive others for coming late to appointments, then you will forgive yourself for being late to certain appointments. Now, that does not mean to entertain like sloppy behavior or all those things. You can set boundaries, you can take all the actions, but forgiving other people will lead to, oftentimes, when you don't forgive others, then that means you are not going to forgive yourself when you made that mistake too, right? When that happens, it's a huge relief of guilt, right? True humility is part of greatness. True humility is part of greatness. That's what happens. World cannot supply you with anything. There is nothing out there in the world. There is nothing that other people can give you. There is nothing that you see yourself as this, but you are in fact this. We are not seeing our own greatness. Once we know who we really are, we desire to seek that which is uplifting. Always seek something that is uplifting, right? And always when you seek something that is uplifting, then it gives a new meaning to your life. You're happy, you're peaceful. When you are peaceful, then there is no limitation to the possibilities in your life. When you are peaceful within yourself. If you're not getting good opportunities, that means you have inner conflict. So we have to experience that. Inner emptiness is due to lack of self-worth. When you feel empty from inside, it is because you're not loving yourself. There is so many aspects of you that you hate, that you are always feeling empty, right? Replace it with love. Replace that emptiness with love. How? By let going of negative emotions, by embracing the bigger aspect of it. There is smallness and greatness within us. Once you embrace the greatness within you, you will let go of the smallness. Then your body is filled with love. Your life, your soul is filled with love. Then you don't seek anything from others. You don't want others to do things to you. You can do it for yourself. We find self-respect and esteem. We experience true sense of happiness, right? That is what it is. So I think that will end. So you transcend the world. Basically, that's what it is. If you see the ultimate of what this is, right? There is a very fine balance between good and bad, very fine balance between negative emotion and positive emotion. If you don't balance it well, your life is a chaos. Just look at this image, right? If these are not balanced well, that's how delicate balanced life is. How much you turn the knob in each emotion towards negative way or positive way, how you turn the emotion, that's how balanced your life is. You cannot be too soft. You cannot be too harsh. You cannot be too mellow. You cannot be too this. You cannot be too much of anger. You cannot be too much of not being angry or soft. Things like that, right? Once you relinquish negative feelings, surrender resistance to positive, then we all have, everything becomes clear for you. You know what to do. Given a moment, you know exactly what decision to take, what is the right thing to do. And when you do it, you won't have guilty. You won't have bad feeling that you're doing this. You don't have any of those. And again, once you experienced a feeling, it is never forgotten. You will create a bulletproof inner nature that no matter what happens, how many people say things to me, I am happy with myself. You cannot take away my pride. You cannot take away my self-respect, right? So life, you will learn the art of living life with balance and grace. So that is the end of my talk today. We'll meet next week to go through chapter 4.